Pre-trial proceedings in the corruption case against suspended ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule and his 15 co-accused will resume today in the Bloemfontein High Court. They are facing charges relating to the alleged irregular awarding of a 255 million rand asbestos roof removal tender in the Free State in October 2014. At their last appearance, Magashule claimed the trial was being delayed to stop him from taking part in the ANC's National Elective Conference in December. For more on today's proceedings, let's cross live to SABC News reporter Samkele Maseko. Very good morning to you, Samkele. What's the latest from where you are?
In essence, we are waiting for the arrival of the suspended Secretary-General of the ANC, Ace Magashule, whom we are also told is not feeling well, as we were supposed to have an interview with him yesterday evening at 7 o'clock. We have seen businessman Edwin Sodi, who has arrived. We have not seen Olimo Lamlela, the former mayor of Mangaung and former MEC of Human Settlements within the province, who is also the co-accused in this 251 million rands asbestos contract of 2014. But I am going to bring in Mr. Nkosentle Madlala. You'd remember in the last appearance, Mr. Ace Magashule said that this trial is being used to criminally prosecute him in order for him not to contest in the ANC's leadership race to the 55th National Conference in December, where the branch general meetings to nominate candidates and delegates to that conference, where over 4,000 delegates will be voting, has already started. Mr. Nkosentle Madlala, your suspended Secretary-General in the last court appearance claimed that this case is being used to criminally prosecute him in order for him not to contest in the upcoming 55th National Conference of the ANC.
Yeah, firstly, let me start by clearing that Comrade Nkosentle Madlala is my leader at the eThekwini region. I am Nkosentle Shezi. Yes, we still believe that these charges are concocted just to stop Comrade Ace Magashule from contesting in the upcoming December National Conference of the African National Congress. You know very well as members of the media how the branches of the African National Congress and the people of this country in general, how they love Comrade Ace Magashule for his work that has shown that he loves black people and he takes them very seriously.
Sorry there for calling you Shogo Madala. Mr. Nkosentle Shezi, the Secretary-General of the ANC who suspended has arrived. What can you anticipate as his supporters as he goes to court today?
Well, today it's going to be another postponement, I can tell you now. But we are here to support Comrade Ace Magashule, as we have vowed that we are going to stand with our RET leaders who believe in the RET and who believe in black people. So that's what is going to happen today. They are going to postpone it, but we are here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nkosentle Shezi. I had mistakenly called him Mr. Nkosentle Madlala, who is the Deputy Regional Secretary of the ANC's biggest region in eThekwini. Mr. Ace Magashule, the suspended SG of the ANC, has arrived here in court. As you can see him coming out of his vehicle, accompanied by his supporters and protection as he goes inside court for this trial, which is said to yet again be another postponement. He is this time around not flanked by the likes of Supra Muhammapilo, who could not make it to court today, and Mr. Dakota Lekhwete, who is normally alongside the suspended Secretary-General of the ANC as he goes to court. So we are anticipating that the state in the last appearance, they were in a process of extraditing Cholota, who is a former PA of Mr. Ace Magashule when he was the Premier of the province, as he was coming to court. We are going to also try and get
bafunani labantu
wenzeni wena
angazi ngenzeni
ontshontshanga imali
no, it's not even a cent. Not even a cent.
What's happening?
They don't have witnesses, they have no information, they have nothing.
What's happening with you?
This is about to prevent me from standing in the ANC. And I'm available, I'm going to stand.
Stand as what?
Branches will nominate and decide.
But you're facing charges, how are you going to stand?
Branches, I was elected by branches. And we must change that culture of the ANC, and the ANC must know. Yeah.
Are you confident ahead of today's pre-trial? Do you think things may go your way this time around, Mr. Magashule?
Well, I don't know. They keep on postponing the case quite deliberately because the intention is to kill the ANC. And I'm saying to the members of the ANC throughout the country, Don't allow the ANC to be killed and be part of the DA, which is an ideological enemy. That's the thing. But time will tell, and you'll see that indeed will save this ANC.
Do you anticipate another postponement today, Mr. Magashule?
Well, remember, it's a trial proceedings. So what do you expect? In fact, I expect that I have no case, so I must walk free.
Mr. Magashule, there was the issue of Fontein that was raised by your former MEC, Mr. Moroadi Cholota, saying there is some sort of involvement that you had in that mine, which the dam has collapsed.
The insane people who have actually worked with the Guptas and they got money from the Guptas.
So you've got no involvement in that particular mine?
Never. Never.
That is Mr. Ace Magashule there speaking on the Fontein matter, and how you'd remember in the State Capture Commission of Inquiry, Mr. Moroadi Cholota accused Mr. Ace Magashule, saying that he was told by Tony Gupta that Mr. Ace Magashule has a deal with the Guptas in relation to Fontein mine, and that he and Tutuzane Zuma would be getting some sort of incentive every month from that particular mine, where the wall of that mine dam collapsed and destroyed people's houses here within the Free State province. We have been covering that particular matter and will further pursue that matter. I am just going to ask Mr. Ace Magashule one last question. Mr. Magashule, you went to see former President Jacob Zuma about a week or two ago on Saturday in Nkandla. What were the deliberations with the former president when you went to see him?
Well, we were visiting Comrade Zuma to check his health, to give him support. We'll continue giving him support because that's the former president. That's the president of the ANC. And he worked for the people, for the poor, for the rich, black people in particular, Africans in particular. And that's the man to be honored by all means, without hesitation. And I'm happy that the leadership of KZN has visited him. Many other leaders are going to visit him. I'll take the leadership of the Free State and will visit Comrade Jacob Zuma. By leadership, I mean from branches up to regions and provinces, to show that Comrade Zuma was one of the best ever produced leaders of the African National Congress. I have no hesitation about it.
Who do you support between Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma and Zweli Mkhize in the battle for the control of that province?
I work with all of them.
Thank you.
I work with all of them.
How does Mr. Zuma feel about, or his view about what you're going through right now in court?
Well, he knows what is happening in the country. The country has been captured. There's more capture now. There's never been captured than this. Everything is collapsing. Electricity, water, roads, municipalities. People are talking and they are repeating lies and lies and lies and lies. Interest rates are going up. Our people are hungry. If you go to anywhere in the townships, people have no food. What about those workers who were retrenched by SABC? Those workers retrenched by SAA, by many companies? They are down. The middle class is finished. The people who are actually saying we have the best and the best and the best are crying today. Because that's the real thing. The ANC, this plan of capturing the ANC to work with a DA, it's clear and obvious. And we have friends. We have friends we can work with. We have comrades like Bomalema. We have comrades like many others, Bantu Olomis and the rest. Those are the people who have worked with in the trenches to deal away with apartheid. You can't work with the DA. And if ANC members are not careful, they're going to find themselves working with the DA in future. Because that's the plan, a plan of a coalition. Coalition. Because in a coalition, you are not going to take party mandates. And that's why the ANC structures on the ground must work hard. I joined the ANC voluntarily. I will remain the ANC member forever. I'm going nowhere.
So you as the ANC have essentially failed in the summary that you've just given us since your election in the last general election in the country.
Well, we know we have failed. We have seen we have failed. This what? We have seen we have failed our people. We have failed them in that water. Sorry. We have failed our people. Who is the ANC member leader on the ground when people march against high petrol prices, high food prices, against high electricity in Soweto and anywhere else, unemployment. Where are these ANC leaders? When people are marching without leaders, the ANC leaders are going to march with people for 2024 and say, come, vote ANC. How will our people vote ANC?
Who are those leaders you're referring to when you say they're supposed to march with the people?
All of us. Who have you seen marching with the ANC, with ordinary people on the ground against food prices? Who have seen marching with unions, whether it's NAVTU or NAVTU or SAFTU or COSATU? Everybody has run away because they run away from people. Have you seen I'm on the ground? I'm visiting communities in the province, in Gauteng. I'm addressing community meetings. I'm addressing churches. I'm doing door to door. Next week, in 2 weeks, you guys must work with us. I'll be doing door to door in some of the big areas in this province, as well as in Dibeng, as well as in Gauteng. Come and see, because I must give people hope. We still take students to universities, to schools. We continue with that program. We still give poor children shoes. We are continuing with that program. We are working with the likes of Carl Niehaus and many others, Tony Yangeni, Zwelim Kize, Sisulu, everybody, working with them. Those are still conscious members of the ANC and many others. Don't be fooled by people who say, we want so and so, when the branches have not spoken. You know, some of the branches have spoken in this province. And in this province, they are preventing branches from going to conference. And there is a court order that the branches must go to conference. They say we don't have support. You'll see it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ace Magashule. As I link to my colleague Aphumelele Mdlalane, who is inside court at this point in time.
All right, thank you, Samkele. What we know right now is that there will be an addition of the accused. We know that her name is Margaret Diedrichs, who is the former acting HOD of Gauteng Human Settlements Department. She was arrested in July and did appear at the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court, where she was out on bail of 100,000 rand. That would mean now that she is facing the similar charges of fraud, corruption, and money laundering into this 255 million rand asbestos corruption case. And in June, when we're here in this court, we know that there was a postponement. Due to that, Ace Magashule was still waiting for the application of leave to appeal. We always knew that he always maintained his innocence and now wanted to take, of course, this case to another level. But we are here now today just to understand how will this pre-trial hearing unfold at this moment in time, given that there is also another member that has been added. I must indicate that also this case relates to the 2014 asbestos corruption scandal, whereby there was supposed to, of course, refurbishment of the houses that had asbestos roof in the Free State. That's more than 30,000 houses that were supposed to have benefited from this scandal corruption. However, when we've been talking to the would-be beneficiaries, they've always maintained that they were, of course, officials of the human settlements did come and there was never a project, or they still living under the roofs that have asbestos. We're expecting, of course, proceedings to begin in no time from now. But that, as I did indicate that previously, there was a postponement due to the pending application of leave to appeal of Ace Magashule and also Edwin Sodi, businessman, who always maintained that this evidence that was premised here was the evidence that, of course, was displayed on the state capture inquiry. We also know that Mxolisi Dukwana, who is the convener of the Free State, did mention at the state capture of inquiry some of the allegations of this matter that we are dealing with here today. We are not expecting, of course, for this matter to take long. Amongst other accused that are involved is the former, of course, MEC of Human Settlements here in the Free State, Oli Mlamleli. So we'll understand as to where is now this case going to. And also from the NPA side, they've always maintained that they have a strong case against the accused, and they still maintaining their stand that they have a legal standing. We also know that Moroadi Cholota, who was the former PA of Ace Magashule, now will be joining them as accused. Before she was the witness, but now because of the allegations that she was not complying, she will be joining the accused, but for now she is still abroad.
Of course, Samkele Maseko and Ms. Mdlalane, they're setting the scene for that pre-trial process that's about to start